Hey YouTube, it's Ashley Offset. I'm going to apologize up front for this video because I have been out of town and now I'm back in town for a day and I'm going back out of town. Not ideal, but I wanted to keep content coming because one of the things that has stopped me in the past from doing stuff is waiting for it to be perfect. So in this video, there will be no edits. Every time I say you're going to hear it. And it'll be a very quick video because I don't want to upload it directly before I leave. I only have an hour. So apologies about how this video is shot. There's no intro, there's no outro. And this guitar will come up in another video because there's so much more I want to say. There's other media related to the guitar. But I just wanted to give you an overview. This was the next guitar on my list that I wanted to do, and it's going to be on my mind the whole time I'm out of town, unless I just go ahead and record this intro to the guitar. So I hope you'll accept that. The video will be better next week, but I do hope you appreciate the fact that I'm still uploading. And that is a phrase that I would have edited out of the video had I edited, so apologies for any awkwardness, but let's get started with this. I'm gonna go ahead and grab the guitar. So this guitar is really special to me, and I usually start off with the story about how I got it. And so this one's cool because I got it when I was a kid again. So if you remember in the last video, if you happen to watch it, when I got the Jag Stang, that kind of kicked off my gas or gear acquisition or guitar acquisition syndrome. So as soon as that happened, then I just had to have more and more. And so obviously not much has changed since jumping back into all this. But what happened with this guitar is I was perusing eBay. There was no reverb back then, and I saw this guitar. And anything limited edition always gets me. And so this thing's limited edition. The story on that is that they made a limited run. This is a 50's vintage player Strat. And this was actually made for the European market. So they had a 50's and a 60's version, each having two colors. This is an Olympic white with the gold anodized pick guard. It has 3 Texas special pickups. And then 5-way switching, of course. It has my favorite feature, other than the Olympic white, which is a beautiful color, is that it has a vintage tint on the neck. And then it has a nice special edition up here. It was designed by J.W. Black of the Custom Shop back then. And so it being a limited run and the exact color I wanted, I had to get it. Now again, I was a kid, so in order to get it, I had to ask for permission. Well, these retailed for $999 back then. So a guitar store had this listed on eBay, and it was severely discounted. From the $999, I want to say it was like $699 or something like that. So to me, that was a great deal. And of all that I had been like pining over and wishing for, that was the most obtainable thing that I could ask my parents to get. And so the problem was it was like midnight or later, and I had to get it now. Like I was afraid someone else was going to buy it. This is just like, I'm still like that to this day. If I have to have something, I'm like, how do I get this now? So I walked into my parents' bedroom and they were sleeping, and I was like, hey Dad, there's a really cool limited edition guitar online and it's really good deal. Can I please get it? And I told him like the specs and stuff. Again, he was sleeping and he groggily was like, yeah, sure, whatever. So I used his credit card and bought it. And the next day he had no recollection of the fact that I had to ask him to buy it. I didn't get in super big trouble or anything because I've never done anything like that before, but it's definitely a story I love to tell my kids and I love to tell my husband because basically we didn't name this guitar, we just call it the guitar that I bought in my sleep. So that's just a really quick intro to this guitar. I have a couple more stories related to it, and I want to do a demo because the Texas Specials, I believe this is the only Strat I have with those, and it definitely has a distinctive sound. It also taught me that I love a maple fretboard. And if I had anything else to say, I would just say at the time, I was really looking for something that not only, this is a limited run, but it was not super expensive. So I was like, this will be my guitar that I'll slowly age over time, not realizing it has a poly finish, so that's never really going to happen with this guitar. But more funny stories about this poly finish later. But basically, I played it more than anything else back then because I wasn't worried about getting it messed up, and I kind of wanted it to have like a worn in and like very used look to it. And as you can see, that never really happened. But it's just been a joy, and picking this thing up over the past couple of weeks in preparation for this video, it takes me way back to that time in my life. There's just something about the sound and the feel of it, and I believe the only maple neck I have. There's just something about it, and so I wanted to share this with you. Again, no editing. I'm out of breath. I'm all shaky because I'm in a rush. Please forgive me, but I did want to upload this video just to keep in the habit of doing what I promised myself I would do here on YouTube, is just being consistent. So thank you for bearing with me. It'll get better, guys. I just wanted to get this posted. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.